When you're dating as a single mom and a man asks, "Oh, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing today?" When you show that you're putting your children as a priority, like, "Oh, I'm taking my daughter to the museum. We've been learning about, you know, art. I don't know. Whatever. We've been learning about animals. We're going to the zoo this weekend." Like, that kind of stuff is super attractive. And a man is going to look at that and be like, wow, she really cares about her kids. Like, wow, I might, think about actually creating a family with this woman. I might want to have kids with her too because she's just such a good mother to her own children. So, yes, ladies, it's just really important for you to be prioritizing your children. If you're married, well, any woman that has children or any woman that is going to be a mother, I think that this information is just super helpful. Um, but like I said, if you are a single mom and you're looking to date, this is going to boost your ranking like tremendously, like 100 points because you're such a good mom. Trust me.
The first step in dating as a single mom is believing that someone will even want to date you as a single mom. I think we've seen a lot of things on social media that makes us believe that single moms are not desirable, that we are at the bottom of the barrel, that nobody wants us, we're sloppy seconds. But I'm here to tell you that all that is bullshit. Unfortunately, there are so many people who are saying these things that it leads a lot of us to believe that it's true. We don't really see representation of it being false, at least not in our faces the way that we see the people saying that we can't have it. However, please hear me when I say that your dating life is not over just because you're a mom. Now, there are certain things that you have to take into consideration that you wouldn't have to if you did not have kids. But let me tell you why you having kids and dating will benefit you. For one, if you're a mom, then you've learned how to be selfless, which is exactly the skill that you need to be in a relationship with a man, because all men need to be taken care of in a sense. And you've already mastered being selfless because you have to be selfless with your babies. You've mastered being nurturing because you have to be nurturing with your babies. You've mastered probably being a little more gentle with yourself and your kids because you have children. People who don't have a reason to do these things, they don't become it. And that's actually the biggest problem a lot of men have with women without kids. Now, I'm not saying that to knock women without kids because, live your life. I commend y'all, actually. Wait to have kids. But let's not sit here and act like there are not any benefits from having kids that we can't utilize to our advantage when it comes to our dating life, because the very thing that a lot of men actually said to me when I was looking to date was the fact that they respected what I did for myself and my kids as a single mom. The only thing that they wanted to be sure of was that there was room for them in my life. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody that, it makes them feel like there's no room for them. And contrary to popular belief, I feel it's important to make who you're with, i.e. your husband, when you get married and you have kids, it's very important to also make them feel just as special as you make your children feel. Why? Because he's going to be helping you with them children. So if you were sitting here wondering if anybody wants you, desires you, if people are lying when they say, oh my God, you're so beautiful, they're not, sis. You probably really are. And they see things in you that you might not even see in yourself, and they want to help you take the load off.
Hey girl, I want to talk about what you can do to date successfully as a single mom. And even if you aren't a single mom, there are probably going to be some gems in here that are going to really help you thrive in dating. Okay, my first actual point is that I want you to actually get out of your masculine energy. you're so used to actually taking control and doing everything for everyone else that receiving and allowing and accepting help from other people is going to feel foreign and wrong, but your future guy is going to want to do that. So you have to actually get used to doing that. So you're going to have to step away from the masculine energy. The second thing that I want for you is I actually want you to find the little girl inside. You know what? You've been hella responsible for so long. I want you to actually have fun, let your hair down, and have a good time. And I'm not talking about getting plastered at a club. I'm talking about finding those things that are inherently amazing and light you up. And if you don't have any idea what that is, I want you to go back to the ages of between 8 and 12. Those things that you love there, I want you to pick up and start doing again. Okay? The other thing that I want you to get rid of is this mindset that, like, oh, nobody's gonna want me because I'm a single parent. Girl, you being a single parent is one of the better filters that you can have while dating, because the men that are gonna wanna be with you and engage with you and lean into you are the men that are actually more family oriented. Yeah, so you understand that your current family structure is one of the best filters that you can have in dating. The other thing that I wanna offer to you when you're thinking about dating as a single woman is, I don't want your kids to be the excuse about why you are or are not dating. So for example, sometimes people will say, oh, I want to date because I want to find a father for my kids. Wrongo dongo, as my mom would say. Or, oh, I can't date right now because of my kids. Excuses, one way or another. Dating is about you and what you want and what you need. And ultimately, your kids are going to want you to be as happy as possible. And if dating is going to do that for you, I want you to do that. Okay. And while you are dating, girl, first of all, you're going to need a babysitter's club. You're going to need a family member, a friend, and an actual babysitter that you're going to pay so that you can have a triangle, a triad of people that can look after your kiddos if they are of younger age, so that you can get your date on. And then finally, girl, don't be talking about being a mama while you're on a date. He is dating you as a woman, not you as a mother. So take that mother hat off while you are dating and put that woman hat on. I hope any of this resonates with you. And if you have any other tips or have any questions, please comment below. And girl, you know we'll work it out. Have fun dating, y'all.
Being that it's Mother's Day, I think it's only right that I share 3 things for my single ladies to look out for with men, and how to know if someone's actually really about you or who's just trying to waste your time. One is they don't talk about your kids, they don't ask questions about your kids, they don't ever bring up anything about your kids. When you're dating this man, it's almost like you don't even have kids when you're with him. It's never a subject he cares about to know. And if anything, it feels like it's something that he just keeps under the rug in terms of you and your life, because he cares more about getting to know you versus getting to know anyone else, including that little person that you love. 2, when you are on the subject of your kids, or maybe you bring up, hey, so there's a potential of you meeting him, meeting them, whatever, it's always pushed to the side. It's always met with some sort of like apprehension, where there isn't a dive in of like, yes, I want to get to know them. I would love to meet them. I would love to XYZ, whatever. It's almost seen as this weird restraint unspokenly. It just makes you feel uncomfortable and awkward when the idea comes up of you pursuing it. And that is because men then see, oh, wow, this is getting serious. This is getting real. I don't really like this person in this way to care enough in this manner. So I'm just going to kind of step back and make her feel confused. Push it along. It's not a priority. And I would say finally 3 is when they do meet your kids, it is not met with warmth. It's not met with intention. It's met with more of an eye roll of something I have to do in order to continue to see them. It's more of checking something off the box versus genuinely caring and getting to know this little one. There's one thing to see this as extra baggage. It's the other thing to see this as an extension of the person you love and see value in. And it's only extra and more to love and understand. It's like understanding a woman's interests, or understanding a woman's goals, or understanding a woman's future that is her future, that is a representation of her. And if you generally care about a woman, you generally care about the things that they love and care about, which includes their kids. At the end of the day, if you're a single mom, just know that little beautiful thing is the most amazing filter ever, because that is your truth, that is an extension of your heart, that is a non-negotiable, and is going to filter out the men that are there for you, that should be with you, and the men that aren't. Like I said, even the best Brita filter still has some bacteria that goes through, but you are drinking way cleaner water because of this little one. See it as a blessing and go drink your mimosas and have a great day.
I'm gonna do big sis tips for dating as a single mom. Okay, are you ready? Inconsistency, bye-bye. See, I don't understand that. You're not speaking. We don't speak the same language, okay? If the plan is not in advance, I will not be attending. Thanks. Before we even get to a date, you have to have a phone call to screen your match. There are so many crazy people out there. You need to think of yourself as a recruiter. You're not getting an in-person interview without a phone call. And you don't get the job without a good resume. And I reserve the right to block your number at any time with no explanation. Thanks.
Hey you guys, it's Felicia Monique, a single mom of 2 kids who elevated her life, earned $50K more a year, and moved into her dream apartment. And I'm here today to tell y'all how to elevate and glow up in the dating world, because baby, it's so hard to date as a single parent. But let me give you 5 tips on how to elevate and date correctly as a single mom in 2024. 1, let go of the past. Whatever it looks like, it can be hard. I went through a really hard past with my exes, my children's fathers, and things of that nature. But in order for me to accept the good that God had for me, girl, I had to let it go. Let it go. Step number 2, make sure you know what you don't want. Because you can be the best guy who is exactly what you do want. He's kind, he's giving, he's romantic, he plans dates. But he might show up with things that you don't like as well. So make a list of things that you don't like. Maybe you don't like men who are hairy. I don't know. Who aren't alphas. You don't like soft men. You don't like men who live too far. You don't like men who aren't Christians. You don't like men who don't have a relationship with God, even if they are Christian. You don't like men who are short. You don't like men who are too tall. You don't like men who don't take care of their kids. You don't like men who work crazy hours. Like, make a list of all of the things that you don't like as well as the things that you do like, so that you can address it when you see it, know it when you see it, and decide if it's something that you can deal with. Tip number 3, don't settle. Please don't settle. I was talking to my therapist about dating, and she literally said that she was talking to one of her friends who just got married, and she asked her if she was happy with the husband that she had and if he was everything that she wanted. Yes, he was everything that she wanted and more. Happy marriages do exist. You are able to find what you want. It does exist, and you do deserve it. So don't settle for less than what you want when there's somebody out there who's willing to give you more than what you want and need. Number 4, most important, be the prize. Show up in the most, I hate this word, but feminine energy that you can be. Be the passenger princess. Allow yourself to be submissive and see if the treatment that you get aligns with your love language. It's so important to be the prize. Be the prize, because as a single mom, you probably show up in so many different roles that you're probably the man, the father, the uncle, the brother. Like, you're trying to show your child a well-versed version of the world, and you do sometimes have to have masculine energy for that. But when you are dating as a single mom, let go of that. Please let go of that and allow this man to treat you the way that you desire to be treated. And if it's not organically happening, you can explain to him some of the things that you desire. But if that still doesn't happen, go back to number 3 and don't settle. And number 5, leave your kids out of it. I think for the first 3 to 6 months of a relationship, I'm not just talking about dating, of a relationship, you can leave your kids out of it, because you're still getting to know the person. You're still learning them. And what I would hate is to introduce your kids to all your different boyfriends or all the different people that you're dating. Dating is collecting data. So do it as much as you want. Do it as much as you want, but leave your kids out of it. Focus on what you're looking for, and then see if that's a good fit for your kids as you get to know them. And then further down the line, you can do an introduction. But leave your kids out of it. If this is something that you like, make sure you hit that follow button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Single moms, here's the one question you ask a guy you're dating or interested in to see if he's going to be the good guy, the boring guy that's going to support you emotionally. Really great comment. I agree, they're hard to find. You're just not asking the right questions. There's plenty of these men out there. When you're out with a guy, ask him about his mom. Hey, what's your mom like? See how he responds. Does he respond like, wow, my mother is this incredible woman and has all these beautiful, respectful things to say? Or does he have a strained relationship with his mom? A man that has learned how to respect a woman learns it from his mother. And you know how much he will respect you based on how much he respects his mom. For example, my Sean, he loved his mother so much. I paid attention and I noticed even though she was very elderly and she lived in an assisted living center in Florida and we live in California, and he would call her once a week and would get her grocery order. And he would order her groceries for her to have them delivered to her because she didn't like the food at the assisted living center. He even ordered her lip gloss. When I heard him on the phone asking his mom when he was on Instacart with her about what color lip gloss she wanted, and he was patient as possible, I knew that I had found a good man. Check how he treats his mom. Follow me for more single mom tips, and I'd love to connect with you. We talk about all this stuff in the Single Moms Club every week. I'd love to meet you. Sign up. Links in the bio.
Let's talk about boundaries. More specifically, boundaries I set while dating as a single mom. Number 1, 6-month rule. You will not meet, see, speak to my daughter unless we have been dating for minimum 6 months. I'm going to be really honest with you. When I first became a single mom, I did make the mistake of allowing people to enter my daughter's life prematurely because I didn't know. Nobody really talks about what the golden rule should be about the time frame it should take for someone to meet your kid. So this is something I had to find out myself. I had dated people, like I said, who met my daughter prematurely, and I don't think it had any negative effect on her per se because she was so young, but I feel like it had a negative effect on me. I felt like I got emotionally attached because of the emotional connection that them and my kid had at the time, and that's not something I'm willing to sacrifice any longer. Number 2, my days with my daughter are my days with my daughter, period. I have a very good and cordial relationship with my daughter's dad. We communicate very well and we speak to each other and we set good grounds about when it is that we both have our kid. And neither of us are really willing to change that. When I have my kid, I have my kid. I do not want you to plan dates around us hanging out if you already know that I won't have my daughter. I'm not willing to rearrange for your sake, unfortunately. So it's something that I want you to respect. It's a boundary that I will set with you that you know ahead of time so that everything is in accordance to the way that it should be. Number 3, this one kind of goes with the last one, but like I said, have a really, really good relationship with my daughter's dad. It took years for us to get to this point. When we first separated, we did not have a good relationship, and now we do. We are able to effectively communicate within each other. We see each other often. I invite him to every single birthday party that I have for her. Sometimes we'll even get lunch if there's things we need to talk about. If that's not something that you can respect, then I don't think that this relationship can go any longer. And in addition to that, you may hear me talking, you may hear me venting about things that are said between him and I don't want you to talk about it. I don't want to hear you shit talking my daughter's dad because at the end of the day, that is her dad and he is very much active in her life. I know that this isn't the case for everybody. I'm very grateful and blessed to have such a good relationship with my daughter's dad. And because of that, I do want to cherish that. It's something that I'm very, very blessed to be able to give to my daughter. So I don't want to hear nobody but me talking about it. Thank you. Number 4, my child comes first. I don't care if we're on a date. I don't care if we're hanging out. I do not care what we are doing. If my daughter needs me, I'm in the car and I'm on my way to her. That goes as far to say as if she calls me and says she misses me, baby, I'm up. I'm up and I am headed to her and we're going to go hang out and we're going to watch movies. And that's just that. If you can't see yourself being okay with that, then I can't see myself being okay with this. Number 4, this one gets a little spicy. This one gets a little controversial, but protection and prevention when it comes to bedtime are something I take very seriously. I will set my ground when it comes to spicy time, and I need you to respect it. I got pregnant with my daughter on accident, And because of that, I became a single mom. I did it once. I do not want to do it again. If you are welcomed into my home to spend intimate time with me, I really need you to respect the fact that I do have trauma. I do have, the fear of being a single mom again. And so because of that, I'm going to set some ground rules. Baby, wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Wrap it up, because I'm not trying to do this a second time. And I'm especially not trying to make you a daddy just yet. The sixth and final one is I will be upfront about me having a kid from the jump, whether that's first date, first encounter, first meeting, whatever. I'm going to tell you I'm a mom. Unless we already were friends before dating, and you already knew I had a kid, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you everything that kind of comes with it, the relationship I have with her dad, honestly kind of some of the days that I see her, like what goes into that, so that you know going into this what to expect. I completely understand, I see and I hear how difficult it can be to date a single parent, and I get it. There are just some people that are not built for that or ready for that. So I'm going to tell you before things get too far, before feelings are caught, that I have a kid, so that is something that we can decide amongst ourselves if we're ready to keep going. I really do want to avoid someone who's uncomfy with it. I don't want to make you uncomfy. I don't want to be uncomfy. And in turn, I'm not creating an uncomfortable ground for this relationship. So I'm going to tell you. Anyways, those are my 6 big boundaries I set while dating as a single mom. It's taken me a few years to get to this point where I'm really confident in the boundaries that I set. If you have any questions or you want me to go into more detail about any of them, definitely let me know. But for now, those are it. Love you guys.